Hello there. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to the channel. And today, like I said, we were going to do an FA Cup preview of the rundown of games that we do have in this fourth qualifying round. That's the fourth qualifying round. That means that the teams that are in it are from the National League downwards to the other teams that some have had to play 3, some have had to play 4 games just to get to this point. And this is the final. It's kind of like saying it's the final round where you can live with nothing. This is the round that you don't want to be in, really, especially coming into it, because you could easily find yourself on the end of an upset. So I'm going to give you a rundown now of the games coming up and my predictions for the games. So shall we get started? I think we shall. We'll start off with the TV game for the weekend, for the round, shall we say? It's Bromsgrove Sporting at home to Grimsby Town. Now, obviously, I'm a Grimsby Town fan, so you're probably going to know where I'm going to be going with this. But it's like I said. If you haven't seen my preview of that game between Bromsgrove and Grimsby, do look that up on this channel. It is on there. Give that a listen and see what you think to the information. I did get one little bit of information wrong, which I got told by somebody who probably goes to Bromsgrove. It wasn't the FA Trophy. It was the FA Vase. But go and look at the video and tell me what you think of, if you're a Grimsby fan, especially, who you think is going to win that one. So let's say with this one, it's on TV. It's on BBC Red Button, and Bromsgrove. I'm sorry, I can see why you've been picked for TV. I have watched your last couple of performances or highlights that you do have, and we do have to be wary because they definitely look threatening going forward, but they do look gettable at the back. But like I said, it'll be on TV, so they're probably going to have that kind of power and strength to go, we're going to win this, and they can't really lose. Whatever happens, they can't really lose. But I'm going to get heavy here. Watch this go very, very wrong. I'm going to go for Bromsgrove Sporting 0, Grimsby Town 6. We shall see. The next game is Sudbury. They're playing Dartford. Now, Dartford are a very, very well-known non-league side. I remember us at Grimsby played them a few times when we were in, for a couple of seasons when we first dropped into non-league. Whenever you go away, it's always tricky. It's always a very, very difficult thing to do. I don't see Dartford losing this. But like I said, it's the FA Cup. It's one-off games, isn't it? Really, it's the FA Cup. Anything can happen. I'm going to go for Dartford to win 2-0 against AFC Sudbury. Next, we have Banbury United, who are actually from the same league as Bromsgrove. And they actually got a win over Bromsgrove Sporting not too long ago. They're playing Bath City again. A well-known non-league side, and I watched them a few times during pre-season as well. They looked, a dangerous outfit, Bath, in a couple of the pre-season games that I did watch them play. I think I watched them play Blackpool. I think I watched them play Cardiff. They look a handy side. I'm going to go for Bath City to win here. 3-1, I'm going to say for that one, for Bath City to to qualify. Next we have Barnet up against Boreham Wood. Barnet have improved in recent weeks. And they're going to feel like, they can feel the improvement. I don't think it'll be enough. I think this is, again, another game that Bournemouth should have enough to get by. I don't think it's going to be, as simple. I'm going to go for Bournemouth to win by 3-1. The next one is Bedfont Sports up against Kidderminster Harriers. Well, obviously Kidderminster are going to be favourites. Everybody knows Kidderminster, and they still are a good outfit in the West Midlands non-league outfit. They probably should be higher than what they are. This is going to be a difficult trip. I'm going to go for this to go to a replay. I'm going to go Bedfont Sports 1, Kidderminster Harriers 1. I think that'll go to a replay. I think if Bedfont did get a replay or even nick it late on, they'll be happy, I'm sure. Kidderminster, obviously, when you go away, you want to get the result as quickly as possible. Boston United up against Stratford Town. I'm going to say 3-0, and this is no disrespect to Stratford. Boston have got a very, very good squad there. We played them at Grimsby during pre-season. They're a very, very good outfit with some good players, including one of our players on loan, Luke Spokes. But no, they do have good quality going through the side. It's not going to be straightforward, I don't think. I'm going to go for Boston United to win 2-1 against Stratford. Now, here's where I'm going to say may happen to be a first upset. Put that in inverted commas. Bowers and Pitsea play Aldershot Town. Aldershot not in good form. They haven't started the season whatsoever. And really, when you go into this, form goes out the window, and it really does. I always say in these rounds, anybody can near enough beat anybody. So if I haven't picked your team to win so far, I don't believe you can't. I just think the other teams will get too much. This one could be the first surprise. And I'm going to go for Bowers and Pitsea to cause the surprise. 3-1, I'm going to say, against Aldershot Town. Aldershot, they're not as threatening as they should be, and they don't seem as dangerous. So Bowers and Pitsea have got a good chance in this. So good luck to them. I'm saying 3-1 to them against Aldershot, the first upset. Next we have Brackley Town up against Guiseley. Guiseley, I look at Guiseley and I think, we've gone there a few times. That shows non-league days again. Guiseley are obviously the part-time, as are Brackley. But if you look at the overall Brackley team, I think you'll see that I think Brackley have got a stronger squad than Guiseley. Like I said, it's the FA Cup, and it could very, very easily go one way or the other. I'm going to go for Brackley to get the home win here, though. 2-0 over Guiseley. Next, we have Corinthian Casuals up against St Albans City. I don't know much about Corinthian Casuals whatsoever. But you know what? I'm going to say they're going to upset St Albans. I'm going to say 2-1. I know St Albans are the higher ranked team, I believe. But like I said, any home team is going to feel like they've got a chance, especially if they're playing higher opposition. So I'm going to go Corinthian Casuals to beat St Albans by 2-1. Next we have Curzon Ashton up against high-flying Chesterfield in the National League. Again, this is another game that could have been picked for TV because Chesterfield are doing really, really well. Curzon Ashton, to get through to this round, beat Cleethorpes Town. I can't see, with the quality that Chesterfield have got, I can't see an upset here. I'd love to say there will be one. And Curzon Ashton are, again, a decent side for the level they're at. It's not going to be an easy game at all for Chesterfield. But I'm going to go for Chesterfield to win this. I think they'll just have too much. 2-0 for them over Curzon Ashton. Next, we have Dorking Wanderers against Hayes and Yedding. Hayes and Yedding are... You never know what you're going to get with that side, Hayes and Yedding. They, they're a lonely non-league side. But like I said, you never know what you're going to get. But Dorking are, they're the fancied team in this one. And I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with Dorking to beat Hayes and Yedding by 2-0. I think that will be. Next, we have Dover Athletic against Yate Town. This is one where I can see an upset. I really, really can see an upset. And I'm going to go for an upset because I think Yate are playing Dover when Dover's confidence is shot. And I can't see where Dover's wins are going to come from. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity for them to pull one out of the bag. But will that just paint over the cracks? Obviously, I know a lot of people wanting Andy Hessenthaler out at Dover. But is it really Andy Hessenthaler's fault? I don't think so. But I'm going to go for Yate to win 3-2. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think Yate will get it by 3-2. Next we have Eastleigh against Foxton Victor. Foxton Victor, I apologise. Now this is a tricky tie for Eastleigh because Foxton are a little couple of dangerous customers. Eastleigh have got definitely the better players overall. Like I said, this is the FA Cup. That means absolutely nothing in my eyes. I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for a replay here. I'm going to go for Eastleigh 2, Foxton Victor 2. Ebbsfleet United against Hampton and Richmond. Ebbsfleet, formerly Gravesend and Northfleet, and Hampton and Richmond. I keep thinking of Richmond Sausages. I could be wrong, but it's a coin flip. I'm gonna go for Ebbsfleet to nick it 1-0 against Hampton and Richmond, but to get to this round is very, very impressive. So yeah, I'm going to go for Ebbsfleet to win by 2-0. By 1-0, sorry. Harrow Borough about to play Chelmsford City. Now Chelmsford and Harrow, this is a big game for both these sides. And I think Chelmsford are going to nick this. I think I've just got a feeling Chelmsford will nick it, but it will not be an easy trip at Harrow. I'm going to go for Chelmsford 2, Harrow Borough 1. Next we go to Hereford up against Solihull. Josh Gowling's Hereford up against Solihull Moors. Well, Hereford are known for cup upsets, and this really would not surprise me. I'm going to go for Hereford to win 1-0 against Solihull Moors to cause a bit of an upset. If it had been Solihull at home, I would have gone Solihull, but I'm going to go for Hereford to spring a surprise here, 1-0. Horsham next up against Woking. Woking a very, very strong side. They're a big physical team, but they can play some good football. It's one of these banana skins, isn't it? Which most of the National League sides will feel, when they've got teams a lot lower than them. I do fancy Woking to get through 3-0 here against Horsham. Hungerford Town play Bromley. Now, what do I think to this? It's one of those things that, again, if you don't turn up right, you'll get found out. And I'm going to go for Bromley to win this, though. I think Bromley, they've got quality going through the side. James Alabi is there. Obviously, Michael Cheek is there. Hungerford, I think, will give them a good test. I'm going to go for Bromley to win, though, 2-0 against Hungerford. Next, it's Kettering Town up against Buxton, the only place you can get water from, by the way. The real quality water of Buxton. I know Kettering are struggling in their league at the moment, to be honest. I'm going to go for a Buxton win. I'm going to go for Buxton to win by 2-0, I think, against Kettering. Like I said, will the water power on? We'll find out tomorrow afternoon. Next, we have National League Kings Lynn Town against Southern Premier Division Peterborough Sports, who actually lead their league. They're actually in the same league as Bromsgrove and Banbury. This is a tricky one for Kings Lynn. This one could easily go either way, really. I mean, Peterborough Sports are having a real strong season so far. Kings Lynn have to be on it. I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for Kings Lynn 1, Peterborough Sports 1, because I think if Peterborough Sports can get a replay out of this, they'll definitely fancy themselves if they do get a replay. I'm going to go 1-1 in that game. Next, we have Maidenhead up against Hastings United. Again, it's one of those things, isn't it? Maidenhead not on the best of form at all lately. Hastings will feel they've got a chance. Hastings will really feel they've got a chance, and I think they do have a chance. But I'm going to say an upset again. I'm going to say for Hastings to win 2-1 against Maidenhead United. I think again it's all about mentality for all the bigger sides. So 2-1 to Hastings against Maidenhead. Next we have Marine up against Money Spinners Wrexham. Sorry, Marine. I know Wrexham haven't been setting the National League alive, but the only leveller is at Marine. I'm going to go for Wrexham to win, though. I don't think Marine are going to just have enough to deal with them. I think Wrexham will win this game 3-0. Marsk United next up against Gateshead. Gateshead they're just slowly starting to rebuild a bit. Marsk is sort of like they're in an area where, again they're in a no-lose situation. I'm going to go for Gateshead to win this, though. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Gateshead against Marsk United. Next, we have Pontefract Collieries. They're playing FC Halifax Town. Now, this is another thing. Another National League side up against a much lower team. And it's going to be... It's one of those, though, it could be an upset as well, couldn't it? you look at these games and you think, well, it's just going to be a gimme, isn't it? I think whenever you sort of go away, no, not really. I think Halifax will get through this, but I'm only going to say 1-0. I don't think it's going to be quite easy. Halifax have got quality through their side that could easily cause Pontefract a lot of problems. But I think Pontefract are going to be, like most teams from a lower division, they're going to be try and keep it tight, try and keep it close, and see what they can do. I think Halifax will get through, but only by a 1-0. Southend, after sacking Phil Brown, they play Chertsey Town. I hope I pronounced that right. And it all depends on whether it's been lifted, whether, all the black clouds are lifted. I don't think they have. So I think Chertsey have got a chance in this. Like I said, I know that Southend have sacked Phil Brown recently. But I'm going to go for an upset here because I think Chertsey could turn Southend over, and I'm going to go 3-1 to Chertsey to win over Southend United because it's just the whole feel around Southend. They don't feel like they can win games at the moment, and because I think it's more of a deep-rooted problem at Southend. What a tie that is for Chertsey though, to go to Southend for the FA Cup tie with absolutely no pressure on them whatsoever. Next, we have Southport up against Altrincham. Now, Altrincham are flying like a few teams near the top of the National League. And this is one you have to take seriously. Southport are a good non-league side. Over the years, they've been a decent non-league side, and again, it's a coin flip. I'm going to give it to Altrincham, and I'm going to give them it 3-0. But even though I've said 3-0 to Altrincham, it's going to be a tricky tie for Altrincham. But I fancy them just to get over it. But I'm saying 3-0. So just over. I've done a Chris Kamara there, I know. Just on top, but Altrincham will win comfortably. So I'm going to say, though, Altrincham to win 3-0 against Southport. But it won't be an easy 3-0. I'll say that, to be honest. Next, we've got Stockport up against Stamford. Again, Stamford have got nothing to lose in this. And also, I think it depends on what team Stockport put out. I do feel Stockport will have too much for Stamford. Obviously, a local side to where we are in Lincolnshire. I'm going to go for a 4-0 win for Stockport over Stamford. I just think Stockport's got far too much firepower. But the more Stamford can frustrate Stockport, the worse it could possibly be. But I'm going to go 4-0 Stockport County. Next, we have Tamworth up against Notts County. Now, Notts County finally got a win under their belt after after a few defeats. Tamworth is one of those games that is going to be very tough and not a tie you want in to try and qualify through to the first round. I'm going to say Notts County will do it. I think they'll do it fairly comfortably. I'm going to say 2-0 to Notts County in that game against Tamworth. I think it's very, very easy to say, well, it's the bigger side, so they'll score loads. But I think Notts County will take a comfortable 2-0 win against Tamworth there. Next, we have Torquay up against Havant and Waterlooville. This is tricky. This is tricky for Torquay. I don't know which is more tricky, whether it's more tricky being at home or being away. Either way, Havant's got nothing to lose. Havant, if you remember, a few seasons ago, quite a few seasons ago now, though, they were leading at Anfield twice. So, you know, the FA Cup will not intimidate. Haven't. And Torquay are so up and down right now. It's one of these that I'm struggling to pick an actual winner. I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for Torquay United 1, Havant and Waterlooville 1. I fancy Havant to get a replay, and it wouldn't surprise me if they did. Next, we've got an all National League clash. Wealdstone up against Dagenham. Dagenham on a bit of a dip so far. You know, they're going to want to probably lay a marker down, and obviously Wealdstone, you know, they're kind of, you know, they're bubbling underneath. I'm going to go for Dagenham to take this one though. Probably 3-2, I'm going to say, for Dagenham to beat Wealdstone. Next, we have another all National League clash. Yeovil Town, they're playing Weymouth. Again, it's kind of like a coin flip, but I'm going to fancy Yeovil just because of their cup pedigree. I'm going to fancy Yeovil to get through this. I'm going to say 3-1 to Yeovil against Weymouth. And the final game of this preview is York City up against Morpeth Town. York are going to be the hot favourites for this, really. And it may be because of the sort of derby vibes, maybe, that the Grimsby could have. I'm going to go for, a simple win for York. Watch it not be. And I'm going to go for York to win 5-0. York are a team that's bubbling. They've just recently moved to another stadium. I think, you know, they're bubbling underneath. So we'll see. That is my predictions for the upcoming 4th qualifying round. Where do you guys think the upsets are going to come? Where do you think the results you don't expect are going to be? Do let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you all think. And if your team is playing this weekend in the FA Cup, good luck to you all. If I have gone against your side, please don't be upset. I'm not saying they can't win. I just don't see how some of them will. But like I said, it's the FA Cup. Anything can happen. Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys for another video very, very soon. I am doing something. I'm doing something fairly soon. Something very, very different to this. Coming up soon in the next couple of weeks or so. So look out for that. But there'll be more sports content on this channel extremely, extremely soon. See you soon. Bye-bye now.